Are cops like Officer Vinny here good cops or bad cops? And how do they really feel about us? And what do they say about us when they walk away? Stay tuned, because we're going to find out.
I don't need anybody's permission to take photographs in public, Carol. I'm on a public sidewalk.
God damn.
And when you said he got aggressive, did he just, like, was he yelling? Did he try pushing you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You have every right to be out here doing what you're doing. I'm sure you're a First Amendment auditor. Want to know if there's something I can help you with.
Burger and fries would be great. You could have a chat with these people about abusing the 911 system. Does this look like an emergency to you? No, it's ridiculous.
I've got no hands to hold.
There's nothing I can do about it. And I do apologize.
If I bank at Hillcrest Bank and I go in there to withdraw my money,
I'm not going to engage in this, sir. You have a good day.
Okay, what if you were out in public, minding your own business, doing your own business, filming, taking pictures, and a cop comes up to you as you're exercising an American right and says, hey, you have a perfect right to do what you're doing. I know you're a First Amendment auditor. Keep on doing what you're doing. You're not doing anything wrong. Is that a good cop? Now, what if you found out that this cop left your presence, went into a local business, and then told that business that he apologizes that you're out there on the sidewalk, and unfortunately, there's nothing he can do about it because we have these pesky things called constitutional rights? Is that a good cop? That's what we're going to be dealing with right here. And this is just a small portion of a longer video that was released by Mike Norton from KULT News. I'm just going to go over some of the highlights, not all of the highlights, because I do want to highlight something that every American should see. Check this out.
I am not with a publicity company. Bam! You can't what now?
I can't let you take photographs of a federal bank.
Come on down here. Let's talk. I think you're mistaken. Do you even work here?
I do.
Who are you?
I'm the operations service manager for Utah, Idaho, and Texas.
And your name would be Carol? My name is Mike. So you're saying? So am I okay to hold on a second? Whew. I got this thing. Am I okay to take pictures down that direction?
I love this line of questioning. He points over there, he points behind him, and he points to the side. Now, Carol is okay with Mike taking pictures and video in any other direction than hers.
And over that way and that way, right? But I just can't aim my camera that direction.
Bank, yeah.
Do you know how ridiculous that sounds, Carol?
So let's say we're a bank and you're out here casing the joint.
Casing the joint?
Yeah.
And Carol, I'd rather roll a joint than case one.
Absolutely. But that's
Now, you sound like a 1930s mobster. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Again, my name is Mike. I am an independent journalist doing a story on Hillcrest Bank. But unfortunately, I mean, what's your concern exactly?
Security is our concern.
So but realistically, okay, so tell me what your realistic concern is. I'm standing out here, I'm photographing outside of the bank. What information could I possibly glean from this that anybody couldn't just get from going on YouTube and or doing Google Drive? I mean, it's silly. I can see a door. Are you concerned that I can see something of confidential nature inside the building from out here?
And speaking along the lines of confidential nature, not only does Google drive by with their 360 cameras in their Google cars, data mining everything and everybody. Yeah, sometimes they blur out license plates and faces, but sometimes they miss it. But there's also satellites overhead giving a bird's eye complete view. And then you can go to Google Maps and some software, and you can get a 360 over complete view of the entire area. So just taking a picture or taking videos from one perspective is extremely limited compared to the technology that's out there. And yet these people In the internet age, I mean, we're almost 3 decades into the internet age. They are freaking out about a man with a camera doing his job. And let me just remind you, there are many occupations out there. There are journalists, there are photojournalists, there are article writers, there are burger flippers, there are foundation layers, there are home builders, there are banking employees like this. Carol is out there doing her job, but she doesn't want a photojournalist out there doing his job if his job entails pointing his camera in her direction.
I do not know what your intention is, and you didn't come in and say, hey, I'm going to be outside. You know, can you give us a heads up? You're just like, bam.
This is true because I don't typically ask permission to exercise my rights, Carol. I mean, do you?
I'll leave you as it is.
Wait, let me ask you a quick question. Did you vote in this last election?
Say again?
Did you vote in this last election?
Perhaps I did, perhaps I did
Okay,
not.
if you did you ask permission to vote or did you just go out and vote? I don't need anybody's permission to take photographs in public, Carol. I'm on a public sidewalk.
911, let's...
I love the simplicity of that line of question. I love the simplicity and the eradication of the complexity with Mike's line of thinking and his rhetorical question to Carol. Did you go ask for permission to vote? Do you ask the government for permission on what house of worship you're going to pray in? Do you ask the government for permission to do any of the rights that you exercise on a daily basis? Then why would Mike have to ask permission from Carol to film her bank?
What's the address of your emergency?
Hi, this is Terry Hunt. I'm at Hillcrest Bank. I'm on 94 East Tabernacle. I've got a gentleman out front that's getting pretty aggressive with our operations supervisor.
It's just a lie. They are willing to use the emergency number to lie against a fellow American because they are uncomfortable. Your rights don't end where somebody's discomfort begins.
He's out taking pictures of the bank, which we kind of frown on. And he says he's taking pictures. He's going all around the building. And says he's taking pictures for some kind of show or something. He said on Hillcrest Bank, which there is no thing like that. We've asked him to stop, and he got pretty aggressive with our operations supervisor. If we could have someone come here and either trespassing or some kind of something.
By could we have someone to come here, Carol really means, can we have an armed man or maybe a couple of armed agents of the state to do my bidding? And my bidding is to keep this photojournalist from pointing his camera in my direction. She actually called for an armed response against a person who's not only not doing anything wrong, but is actually within his freedoms as an American to exercise his constitutionally protected rights. And she's calling for violence to come upon him.
Is he white, black, or Hispanic?
White, wearing a gray beanie. He's got a camera on a long, wearing a blue jacket, Levi's.
He's got like a... What's on the camera?
He's got it on like a handheld, not a tripod per se, as much as
And yet another reminder that they don't have any problem recording you, collecting your information. Maybe there's biometric data that's involved in this camera feed right here on the side of the bank. But they got a serious problem with you recording them while they record you.
Like a lane?
I guess it's a handheld tripod or something.
Okay.
We asked him politely to leave, and he just got really aggressive with...
Tying up an emergency services number.
You said he's wearing a gray beanie and a blue shirt and jeans?
Blue and black, like ski parka jacket, jeans.
And what kind of a show was he saying he was making?
He just said he was filming a show, or filming some kind of show about Hillcrest Bank, which, I mean, we're kind of a one-man show down here. We would know if they were doing a show about us.
Imagine somebody who has a real emergency and they can't get through because of this woman.
Does he have anything else with him? Any bags or something else?
Yeah, he's actually got a black bag over his shoulder, like I don't want to call it a purse because I don't think it's a purse, but a shoulder bag.
What if it was discovered that there was an actual emergency and an actual caller who had a pressing issue that needed a quick response, say from EMT, say from the medical services, say somebody's mom or dad was dying of a heart attack or a kid had just gotten run over by a car and somebody actually needed to get through the emergency services number? Would Carol be held liable for tying up a line unnecessarily? For calling men with guns on a person who's actually exercising rights? Would she be held liable?
And when you said he got aggressive, did he just, like, was he yelling? Did he try pushing you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was inside on the phone, and she was asking him, she says, we're security reasons, we don't allow people to film our buildings, especially walking around them on the premises, filming them, the windows, the doors, et cetera.
And you guys want him trespassed from the area?
Yeah.
Yep, we've got officers on the way.
Do you want him trespassed from the area? As Mike writes here, did he just solicit a trespass? What area is he suggesting I be trespassed from exactly? You want him trespassed? Yeah, why don't you get him out of the city? Take him to the city edge like that sheriff did in Rambo. Rambo's just trying to pass through. He's just exercising his freedom to travel freely, but they don't want the likes of Rambo in their town.
Is there any law against me getting something here?
Yeah, me.
Why are you pushing me? I haven't done anything to you.
First of all, you don't ask the questions around here. I do. You understand?
Yeah.
Yep, we've got officers on the way. If something changes, you get aggressive in any way or something else like that, just give us a call back. But officers should be there shortly, okay?
Appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Oh, don't tell me they're having the bank robbed right at the same time out here photographing the place.
Well, here's the thing, sir. They're just concerned. You have every right to be out here doing what you're doing. I'm sure you're a First Amendment auditor. We're not going to get into that stuff, okay? I just want to know if there's something I can help you with.
Burger and fries would be great.
That would be wonderful. I would enjoy that myself.
Yeah, you could have a chat with these people about abusing the 911 system. Does this look like an emergency to you? No, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's concerning to them, and they have a right to be concerned, okay? So,
all right.
Here's the thing, though. They do want you to...
Here's the thing. Here's the deal. They do want you trespassed. Why would a cop even entertain this when he already knows that the guy, that Mike, has a perfect right to be here and do what he's doing? Why would he ever entertain a trespass violation?
Trespassed from their property. Okay.
Exciting.
So, sidewalk's okay. Just don't go on their property. That's all
Gotcha.
I
So
ask.
they don't even know who I am or where I bank, and they want to trespass me, huh? Fascinating.
Yep.
All right. Sounds like a plan. So they've already told you that then? They told you they want to trespass a stranger from the property?
I'm going to go verify that, but that's kind of what they're telling me.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Tell them I said hello.
Okay, would you be willing to give me your
No.
information, sir? All
No.
right, perfect, sir. Have a good day. Just don't
Yes,
go on the property.
sounds like a plan. Sounds like a bad business plan.
How are you?
Good. Name's Carol.
Here we go. Now the cop on body camera is going to reveal the true state of his heart with regard to somebody exercising their American rights.
Nice
He
to meet
took a
you.
photograph of that gentleman entering the bank.
Unfortunately, it's public property. He can do whatever he wants on public property.
Unfortunately, it's public property and he can do whatever he wants on public property. Isn't that fortunately, officer? Isn't it a blessing for us not to be living in North Korea or communist China? Isn't that a blessing? Isn't that fortunate rather than unfortunate? Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do. But wait, there's more.
Can't stop him from photographing. It's his First Amendment right.
He's allowed to take a picture of that.
Unfortunately, I can't stop him from photographing. It's his First Amendment right. As the cop, everywhere he goes with his dash cam and his body camera, is able to exercise his First Amendment right to film whatever he wants to in public. But it's unfortunate when you and I exercise that right.
That gentleman
Absolutely.
coming in the bank.
I'm audio and video recording right now.
Wow.
If you haven't seen the internet, it's all over the internet. He's probably getting paid for this.
Like he said he was doing.
He said he was doing he was taking photographs to do a story for Hillcrest Bank.
Okay. Again, he's on public property. He's allowed to video and record all he wants to.
Not allowed. Not allowed. You don't record in a public place because you're allowed by agents of government to do it. You are free to do it. Free men don't ask for permission. They don't need an allowance from daddy government.
I cannot stop him from that. I have told him that you guys want him trespassed from the property, so he's not allowed to come on the property. Anything from the sidewalk to the road, he is more than happy. He can stay there as long as he wants. There's nothing I can do about it.
Okay.
Okay?
Why would you entertain a trespass when the guy did nothing wrong? You want to trespass somebody because they're harming somebody, threatening to harm somebody, damaging property, and you want them removed so they will stop doing the evil actions. That's the only time you would trespass somebody. Other than that, are you saying you could trespass somebody because you don't like the color of their skin? You can trespass somebody because you learned that they serve a God that you don't serve, or read a holy book that you don't read, or say things that you don't like to be said in a public place? Are you saying that we can trespass people for that? You don't like their nationality, you don't like their heritage, you don't like their culture, you don't like the clothing that they wear. Maybe they came in with a turban. We want that guy removed because he has a turban on. How much more ridiculous is it to say we want that guy trespassed from our property because he's exercising a right on a public sidewalk in front of our property?
And I do apologize, but
And he's apologetic about an American exercising their freedom on American soil.
if I push the issue, he's going to try to get me into a lawsuit, and I'm not going to deal with that.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. You know, just.
I'm sure you've seen the First Amendment auditors online.
Absolutely, you know.
I don't even have a legal reason to demand his information. I asked him; he already told me no. So I'm assuming that he's trying to invoke a reaction out of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I didn't give him that. I even told him
I didn't either. I just came inside when he said that.
Assuming evil on somebody, he's trying to invoke a reaction, a negative reaction on people so he can get clicks and views. Now, maybe there are some people who do that, but to assume that on somebody, to assume and ascribe a motive to somebody, is not something that this cop would want done to him.
So I told,
You know, people
and
frown on.
unfortunately, in public property, he can take as many photographs as he wants to.
Look at this. I like what Mike wrote up there. Unfortunately, Officer Vincent Leroy Lusk of the St. George, Utah Police Department may recognize our right, but he doesn't appear to respect them. That is the unfortunate part, because he took an oath saying that he would respect, defend, and uphold the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And here's Officer Vincent Lusk becoming the very domestic enemy he swore to protect you and I from.
Yeah,
It's constitutional
people
right.
get funny about strangers knowing where they bank, and you know.
I get it, but at the same time,
Yeah,
it's public
understandable.
property. Google could drive by and take photographs of somebody walking into the bank too, and it can be posted on the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I'm not going to get involved in the lawsuit. I don't want you guys to get involved in the lawsuit as well, right? And so I don't know if you want to look it up on Google.
No, you're the expert. That's what
No,
we
I'm just saying. I'm just saying if you want to.
You know, the implication here is I'm not going to violate his rights because I don't want to get involved in a lawsuit. Rather than saying I don't want to violate his rights because they're sacred and they are to be protected and they're to be honored and they're to be celebrated, not looked at as some unfortunate thing that some people decide to exercise sometimes.
Look it up on Google. You could just put in First Amendment auditors. There's a guy named Johnny 50. He literally gets paid to go across the country and tries to get officers and law enforcement into First Amendment violations, and then they sue the cities and stuff like that. So
That's like a guy saying about a woman, the reason you're dressing like this is because you're trying to get me to violate you. The reason you're upholding and exercising your rights on the public sidewalk is because you're trying to get me to violate your rights. That's how cops look at it. Oh, you're trying to entrap me. If you're a good cop, you ain't going to be entrapped. If you're a good guy, you're not going to want to take advantage of that woman in a sexual way. If you're a good guy, you're not going to, oh man, they lived in that nice house. They were just trying to entice me to come into that house and steal their stuff. If you're a good guy, you don't even think along those lines because you don't want to steal somebody else's stuff. You don't want to take things that aren't yours. This cop does not even, I don't even think he's capable of looking at the world the right way, because he's got that thin blue line badge and qualified immunity behind him. And when you give a power-hungry psychopath more power, that power tends to have a corrupting influence on that person's life.
Yeah.
It's becoming a profession for some of these guys, so I recommend you not engage with it. Let him do his thing. As long as he stays off your property, we're good to go. But now that I told him he's formally trespassed, it becomes our property. That's a different story.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, man. No, he's just standing there photographing. Yeah, he's just the First Amendment auditor. Yeah. Yep. All right, sir. So as long as you don't go back on your property over there, you're good to go.
I mean, go back. I haven't been over there once.
Well, you know what I mean. Just don't go on their property. That's all.
So
I
they're
ask.
officially trespassing me, right?
Yes.
So if I bank at Hillcrest Bank and I go in there to withdraw my money,
I'm not going to engage in this, sir. You have
I'll
a
be
good
arrested,
day.
right? Got it.
Now
I know what you're trying to do. And I'm not gonna
You're
engage.
sure I'm a First Amendment auditor, so that's all that matters.
Now he's going into another bank that didn't even request his presence, the cop's presence. And he's going to, well, check this out. Check out what he does.
Good. Who's the manager here? Are you? What's up, dude?
Do you think this is appropriate behavior on the part of Officer Lusk? Why or why not? Share your thoughts in the comments, he says.
I am.
So this guy is a First Amendment auditor. He's probably going to be video and recording outside of that bank as long as he stays on public property.
What if we went into a bank and we said, that's the thin blue line gang of tyrants out there. If they come in here and they try to start asking you questions, don't talk to them, because anything that you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. And you could rightly say that. Be careful. These guys are, basically tantamount to the brown shirts back in 1930s Germany. Don't talk to them. I just want to make you aware of that. And if you feel so inclined, make sure you call us, because we'll get them trespassed off your property.
There's nothing I can do about it.
Okay.
So I'm just letting you know, because somebody else called it. The other bank across the street called in. He's allowed to video and record all he wants.
Okay, as long as he's outside.
He's looking for.
What's he doing?
That's what they do. They go around and try to push the issue so somebody violates their First Amendment rights. But he's on public property. He's allowed to video and record all he wants. Photograph.
Yeah, why isn't the positive side of that? Why don't officers like Officer Lusk say, you know what he's trying to do? He's trying to sensitize everybody to their rights, and we really appreciate it. We just wanted to come in and let you know that if anybody asks, they have protection under the supreme law of the land. Fortunately, not unfortunately.
Just so you're aware. Sorry. Okay, thanks, buddy. You too.
I don't know what you think I'm trying to do, but I'm trying to clarify so I don't get myself in trouble. That's all I'm trying to do.
Don't go on their property. That's all you.
And so
have.
if I go on their property, are you saying I'll be arrested? I'll be charged with trespass.
You'd be cited, yes, sir. They've told you to be off of it, and I'm formally telling you to be off.
All right. Hey, I'm sorry, can I catch your name and badge number?
Officer Lusk, P222.
Lusk, thanks. You have a good
Lusk has a horrible attitude and a detestable attitude toward individual constitutional American freedoms.
You as well.
Oh, hey, did these guys call too? Am I trespassed from Chase too? No? Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say Officer Lusk went inside this place and tried to trespass me, or tried to solicit a trespass. Who knows? But what a schmuck.
Yep, what a schmuck. That's my opinion. What do you guys think? Again, this is from Mike Norton from KULT News. I will leave the link to the full video. It's like a 35, almost 40-minute video that you got to take a look at. And while you're over there, let him know Here's the Deal sent you, and binge watch some of his stuff, because he and Stacy put out incredible content from multiple angles, catching these cops be the tyrants we all know that they are. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the Global Thought Police in the comments section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. If you haven't done so already, subscribe also to my Disturbing Illusion channel, where we expose the left versus right dog and pony show paradigm lie under the WWE, World Wrestling Federation, WWF, Washington's District of Criminals, Big Top. I will see you in the next video. Remember, your rights don't end where other people's discomfort begins.